My character Eunice in Streetcar is an intense alpha female character. She's the landlady of the complex, and she's in a similar relationship to Stella in that her husband is abusive to her as well. But she just takes that as her daily life. That's the life that she chose for herself. And in a way, she doesn't know any better. So I'm learning a lot from her as far as to stand up to people, to speak my mind, but yet there's a side of her that doesn't feel she's good enough, and that's why she takes the abuse from her husband Steve, and that's why she's very empathetic to Stella and tries to help her. Preparing the music in Streetcar has been quite challenging for me as a singer, but rewarding too. Initially, I heard the music and it had lots of jazz-influenced chords throughout the piece. Normally, the music I sing is from the Romantic era, very traditional, very identifiable. You even hear it in commercials and you don't even realize, oh, it's from this opera, but as soon as you hear it, you know it and you can hum along. Streetcar isn't music that you can necessarily hum along to initially, especially my role because she's running in and out of the first act and running in and out of the third act as well too. So preparing it, I had to really break it down musically. I was fortunate enough to work with the coaches of San Diego Opera where they premiered it a while back, and so they gave me some insight as to finding my pitches. In the beginning, it was so frustrating just to hear where I started because there's so many overlaying tones, and your tone, the line you might be singing, necessarily isn't in the actual music that is being played. So that's where all of your years of training as a singer comes into play, and through practice, diligence, and constantly hitting your notes on the piano to find it, the melody starts to become settled and you feel very, very comfortable with it. You add that with the rhythm as well, especially with my character, how she's constantly running in and out. You have to keep counting, or if not, you might lose it, or your entrance might be a little late or a little early. After a while, the music really settles and you can hear all the delicate intricacies. My character, for example, sings, there's blues lines, there's some lines where she sings that are very emphatic because she's a strong character, and you can actually hear little trumpet calls. There are no main themes throughout the piece, but I feel that just represents the overlaying opera as far as the character Blanche, and where I come into play too, trying to console and help the women first and foremost. And that's where really being strong in the music and learning the tones come into play.